The Movie Preview Critic. Informing and entertaining your movie world.
What's up, good movie lovers? The numbers are in for the box office weekend of April 3rd through the 5th, so there's only one thing left for us to do.
Break it down.
I'm officially scared of this. We've been talking about the Moviepocalypse for about a year now. Over the last 12 months, there have been some small blips popping up on our good-bad movie radar that indicate this could be happening. In 2008, there were some horror remakes, the spoof movies, and predictable summer blockbusters. But this year, the skies have turned nuclear fallout black, gray, and red. Paul Blart has grossed over $150 million. More horror remakes have been quickly made for easy profit. Friday the 13th, My Bloody Valentine, The Last House on the Left, and now we have a clear sign that this threat of a movie future filled with unoriginal sequels, reboots, and remakes is fast approaching. And at this time, I'm forced to reveal the existence of evidence, of documentation and video footage that has come into my possession that proves this movie future may not just occur, but is being methodically planned and organized. But I'm not going to reveal the footage and information here. This is the box office breakdown. Instead, within the next couple weeks, I'll be revealing the origins and possible future of the Moviepocalypse. For now, let's focus on the most recent and clearest sign of the coming Moviepocalypse. Fast and Furious has officially made $70.9 million domestically and $30.7 in foreign theaters for a worldwide total of $106.8 million after just one weekend. Its budget was $85 million, so in 3 days it made that back. It's the biggest April movie opening ever. It's already made more than the total domestic gross of the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift and beat the Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious' opening weekend totals. And if you're doubting the apocalyptic tones of this moment, Universal President of Distribution, Nicky Rocco, has been quoted as saying, "It shows that if you build it, audiences will come." Meaning remakes, reboots, and sequels. But what are they building? And what are we building by supporting movies like this? Here's a couple thoughts to consider. First, around 90% of the audience polled after seeing this movie said that they had seen the first 3 installments. Second, this is the 4th installment of the series, and it's the best opening weekend out of all of them. What other franchise, other than Star Wars, can say that the 4th installment did better than the previous 3? Only Harry Potter. The Prisoner of Azkaban made more in its opening weekend than the previous installments, but that's Harry Potter, one of the best-selling book series ever. This seems like it might be a rare occurrence in terms of sequels, but unfortunately H. Wood is going to try and duplicate it. This week, The Hollywood Reporter released this headline: "This is absolutely a result of the unbelievable box office for Fast and Furious," which is basically a sequel to the first movie and has nothing to do with parts 2 and 3. Which is probably the reason it made so much, along with the fact that the original cast was back, and that's something fans have been waiting for a while. Also, consider it's the best race car action movie to be released since what? Death Race, Transporter 3, Redline? There hasn't been anything like it in a while. Also, factor in that it's just a fun ride. Fast cars, tough dudes, hot chicks. What 13 to 30-year-old boy doesn't want to see that on the big screen? It's been a long time since something like that was available to audiences. And it was also spring break for many schools, so there's a ton of people with nothing to do. So why not go to the movies and see some tire squealing, fist fighting, and girls kissing? In a lot of ways, I totally understand why this movie did so well. But also, there's the darker side. The motivation of why it was made. To absolutely cash in. Did we really need this sequel? Have fans been demanding more adventures of these characters? Or is this H. Wood just playing the safest bet? Fast and Furious has been done already, so why not create something new? Because these characters are established, and the name of the franchise is well known. Why bother trying to convince audiences about the awesomeness of a new idea when they already believe in an idea that's already existing? It's a waste of time, money, and energy. You can't blame them. H. Wood is a business, show business, not show art. And let's be honest, we're not expecting Oscar nominations for this one. We just want a loud, fun time at the movies, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's just something disturbing about the motivation of why this was made, and especially what it means for the movie future. As mentioned, the Hollywood Reporter article is proof of what will soon be. Sticking to safe, already established stories, with hungry, cash-paying audiences ready to give the money over, is the wave of the future of movie making. Look for more remakes like A Nightmare on Elm Street, reboots like Fantastic Four, yes, that Fantastic Four. Look for more adaptations of books, plays, TV shows, and any other medium where story exists that already has some kind of following. The motivation for storytelling has been corrupted. We'll get into that in the Moviepocalypse video in a couple weeks. For now, know that it means replication instead of inspiration. If you need any more proof of this, Fast and the Furious 5 is in development. Just type Fast and Furious 5 into a search engine and be ready for the sad results. As for the stars here, they won't feel any major career influence. Vin Diesel is pretty much played out. We like him in this role and in this franchise. His agent should get more phone calls, but other than Triple X Part 2 or Pitch Black Part 3, aka Chronicles of Riddick 2, he won't be in any big budget blockbusters anytime soon. Same thing goes for the rest of the cast. Let's give ourselves an F for our behavior here. It's not an absolute horrible movie. It has a target demographic and it delivers what it promises. But H. Wood is going to interpret this in such a way that the impact on us will be negative and movie screens will be plagued with unoriginality for years to come. This is our failure not only of the week, but of the box office year. It's kind of ironic and a little bit sad, because Fast and Furious was my first April Fool's joke review. I jokingly predicted $100 million for its opening weekend. And it almost made just that. Let's hope the $500 million final box office gross prediction doesn't happen, or the April Fool's joke will be on us. What are your thoughts? Did you see Fast and Furious? What did you think of it? Is it a bad sign for our movie future? Is it a sign of the Moviepocalypse? And what do you think about Hollywood's announcement that they're going to be making more remakes? Adventureland was the only other major studio released this week. The Psyche predicted to take a $15 million and it ended up making $5.7, coming in 6th place. That's surprising and confusing. It's more mature, let's say, than gross-out comedies like F'd Up and Miss March, which didn't do all that well earlier this year. But that Superbad Juno quality didn't help it make all that much more this opening weekend. So what's up? Did this look like a poor man's version of Superbad and no one wanted to see it? A wannabe Juno without the cool soundtrack? Or maybe we're just tired of movies set in the 80s. Let's give ourselves a D here. This was written and directed by Superbad helmer Greg Mottola. It's a semi-autobiographical story, which is the most important aspect here and why we get a D. Because it is an original story. It's not part of the assembly line profit machine, and unfortunately, it made no money. It's heartfelt, personal, and tries to say something about coming of age, getting out of college, and not knowing what to do, as well as finding love, being a geek, and the humor in being awkward. Maybe it wasn't escapist enough, which is one reason we go to the movies, to visit different realities, to be taken away, not to have our reality thrown back in our face. As producers in H would have said, if you want reality, look out a window. And that's the idea, right? If you want fantasy, look into this huge white screen of imagination at the front of your theater. But can our fantasies help make sense of our reality, of our lives? Maybe offer a little inspiration. What's your take on this movie? Why didn't you go see it? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. This box office breakdown is over a week late, so we're not going to review the movies that have already come out this past box office weekend. Instead, thanks for hanging out for this quick roundup of what will come to be a historic and hopefully not tragic and foreboding sign of our movie future. Fast and Furious's unbelievable box office weekend may be a sign of the Moviepocalypse, but it may just be the wake-up call we need to ensure that there are good movies in our future. Until next week, take care, choose your movies wisely, because H Wood gives us more of what we pay for, and as always,
long live good movies!